Hey guys, Dan here. So today I'm just doing something a bit different. This hole that I'm standing at the moment, I dug. This is a test pit that I'm digging. So basically what I've been doing is it's about 2 foot by 1.5 feet across. I'm just taking it down about 15 centimeters or so at a time and getting a bag of gravels out of here I could take home and test, and also just running the coil over it every layer that I take off. So I'm sort of secluded into this little treed up area here. Nice little spot to spend the day. So I just got a signal down here as we're getting down to sort of this conglomerate stuff and hard packed clay with some good wash in it. You can see that's the pile there that I've taken out. It has to go back in. I thought the target was a bit deeper, but it looks like I've got it out, and I've just chucked the detector on and it's up on the side of this pile here, so I thought I'd at least grab the camera out and get that target out on camera, because I'm 90% sure it's going to be gold. So to chip through some fairly hard conglomerate here, it's very unlikely there'll be any trash down here, so we'll do that, and then I'm going to widen this hole a bit and get the crowbar out and pull away some of this really hard conglomerate here. Get some more bags to take home and sample, and keep detecting on it and see if I can get a few more targets out of it. Anyway, I'll set yours up and retrieve this target. See you in a sec, guys. Oh, she's right in there. Lost down here. Hey, 2 scoops and got it out. Alright. Nervous now. Said it's probably going to be gold. It sounds pretty good. Oh yeah, it is. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that in the scoop or not, but oh yeah, that's alright. It's got clay on it, but there we go. That bit should be a gram or more. There we go. Nice screamer. That's the first detectable bit that I've got out of this pit doing this method, so I'll keep going and yeah, chuck the camera back on if I get another sound. Alright guys, well, it's having a bit of a break at the moment, but dug this down a bit further now. Getting into this really nice, a little bit past the conglomerate. I've got this really nice gravelly sort of clay in here and some blue clays and stuff like that. So this is the sort of stuff I'm looking for to bag up and take home. It's got some bits of bigger wash in it, but most of it's clay, or it looks like clay until you break it up and it's really crunchy. It's got a lot of small stones in it, and this is the stuff that I'm fairly confident that I'll wash out some fine gold from. But we'll see when we get home. We won't know till then. But yeah, that's me big pick. I'm a bit past halfway point of the handle there, so getting down to 1.5 to 2 foot maybe down here. I'm going to square all this off at the bottom, take all this high bit out, square it off, and hit it again with the detector, and then hit the pile again. See if there's any more bigger bits in here. And yeah, it's not an easy method to do, but it's a good way to find undetectable gold, because particularly with the coil I've got on, the 11-inch coil, there's no way I would have detected that piece of gold, which was down here at about 1.5 foot, and it was underneath some big chunks of this stuff here, this conglomerate, and it's just solid conglomerate, this stuff. So nice red conglomerate. So, guys, well, I've moved on from a little spot that I was having to dig back there, and got that nice nugget out of that one hole. But as far as detectable nuggets, that was the only one. I've got a bunch of samples that I'm going to pan off when I get home. But I've just moved away and found this real narrow gully, this washout. Gonna have a bit of a go in here. It all looks pretty nice. You know, nice clays, white clay and red clay, pebbles. And she's pretty tall. So it goes all the way back. There's a little offshoot there. And gully goes all the way back here. Oh, look at that. Pretty wicked. Yeah, so it goes all the way up there. And I've chosen this gully because up above here I've found gold before with a detector, a fair bit of it, and amongst all that prickle. So, well, I just figured this must have a bit of gold in it and it's worth having a look. So got the GPX, also bought some panning stuff, bought a tub of water, some pans and classifiers, so as I can you know, do a bit of sampling as well. So anyway, I'll get into it, and once something interesting starts happening, I'll chuck the camera back on and have a chat with you. Alright, see you soon, guys. Alright, so just sort of digging this hole out a bit, and got to a bit down here that's like, it's either false bottom or it's not really bedrock, but I'm gonna get a test pan off this because it's got, you know, could be holding a bit of gold. So just gonna brush it all out, and I'll be able to break through this with the crowbar and at least see if this is bedrock or if it's just a big rock that's sort of blocking me way. But we'll get a test pan out of it and have a look. colour there already. Alright, so that's not horrible. A little test pan. Nice colours in there. No pickers or anything, but 7 or 8 or 9 little tiny ones up there and a few up there, and then we've got some nice little bits here. In this little spot down here, and done 4 pans out of this area now, and getting about 3 or 4 half decent little flakes and about 10 or so little specks, little tiny specks out of each pan. I've had gold in every pan, so that's always a good thing. And I've probably only been filling up a pan about halfway. So the last couple of pans, flakes have been a bit bigger. So I'm just going to keep scratching around here, the crevice tool. I've got this nice red clay and all this stuff down here, little crevices in there. So anyway, yeah, I'm just going to keep bashing away until I stop getting gold, or at least pull out some more of these bigger rocks down here and just see if the gold gets better as I go down. It's such a tiny little pocket, and I sort of picked it at random. There's nothing special about this spot at all. I'm assuming, I'm hoping that it's either the same or better there and there and there and wherever I have a dig next. And behind where the camera is, there's a big pile of really heavy boulders that have stopped there at some point, so I'm going to definitely have a go there. But for now, while I've got this open, I'm just going to sort of keep scratching away and having a bit of fun until my water gets too soupy and I can't do any more panning, and then probably just going to have the crack with the GPX and finish off the day that way. So I just washed out another half a pan and got that out of it. So it's about another, I don't know, 10 or so nice little bits there. So yeah, I think for the time being, I'm just going to keep working away at this tiny little pocket that I'm on, because I mean, why start somewhere else? Like, that's it there. I'm just scratching off the clay and sort of loose gravelly stuff. It's not hard work. not working with a pick and a shovel or anything like that. I'm just sort of scratching it out and then pulling this out with the trowel. So, and I'm only washing half a pan at a time, so yeah, it's not bad. So it's just this gravelly stuff here. The gold. There's a nice big full pan. We'll get this all broken up and wet up and break up all the clay and everything and get it washed out. And I reckon, well, depending on what happens here, I might do another couple. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. Anyway, get this one washed and see what's in there. Well, certainly not as good as the last pan, but still not too bad. I suppose you can't complain when you're getting gold in every pan and it's not hard to get out. Weather's turned a bit nasty on me. It's just gotten real dark and it looks like it's about to start pissing down, so instead of doing any more pans, I crowbarred that hole out a bit wider and filled up my bucket. So I'm just going to take that home with me and wash it out, and I'll add up everything I got today and wash up that other nugget that I got out of the test pit further up and get it all sort of cleaned up and weighed, and we'll have a look at what I got for the total for the day, and then I'll work out whether I'm going to come back up here and work with the sluice or whether I'm just going to keep panning. And hopefully the weather's a bit nicer tomorrow, because it really does look pretty nasty at the moment. But anyway, I'll start heading back and see you guys when we get back home. Ta-da! Alright guys, so I'm just going to weigh up this nugget. This is the bit that I found in the first test hole, found with the detector. I'll chuck that on. 1.44. Yeah, that's not too bad. I'll go and clean up this other fine gold and give you a look at that. Cheers. Back home now, and this is what I managed to pan off up there. So changed my mind a little bit with what I'm going to do. I was going to take the sluice and that and get it set up there, but because it'll just be a bit too much effort to get all the water and that up there. So what I'm actually going to do is go and grab somewhere between 8 and 10 or 12 buckets of this stuff and bring it back home, and I'm going to set up the Oswash high banker and run it all through there. So I'll do another video on that, but that's not bad for what I was just able to get out just test panning up there. So I'm pretty confident if I bring back 10 buckets of that stuff, it'll look pretty good by the time we wash it out. So anyway, it's not dried up, so I can't really weigh it off, but got a 1.44 gram piece out of the first test hole that I dug and that I was just detecting. Still got all those samples to run that I took from up there, but yeah, I'll call it off for this video here and get set up for high banking and run a bunch of that stuff on the next video. Alright guys, thanks heaps for watching. Cheers.